Hey, welcome back to another Netcast. I'm Rich Lopez, Quantrix Authority. Sincerely appreciate you joining me today for episode number 95, where I'm going to show you the difference between Counta versus Count in Quantrix Modeler. I absolutely love Quantrix and find this one very helpful. I have here some sample data involving some logistical data that we have here at my day job. And what I want to do is I want to get a count of how many records there are in this column of trip. And how I can do that is by creating another matrix and going out there and using the count function in Quantrix. So if I go out there and I say count is equal to really the count of the trip here in this matrix, okay, and I hit enter, I would expect to see something other than 0. After all, I've got all sorts of values in here. But as I look at it, I go, well, those are left aligned. So it's not reading those as maybe values as much as it's maybe reading it as text. And if I go here and I click on this formula and I click on the help function for count, I see that count returns a count of all the numbers contained in the arguments. So yeah, even though I do have numbers in here, what it appears to be numbers, they're actually not numbers, and I know that because they're left aligned in Quantrix. And when something's left aligned that looks like a number and I didn't left align it up here with this button, I know that Quantrix is treating that as a string. So instead of maybe doing a conversion on it of value, I would go ahead and I would use the Counta function and say Counta equals Counta of the trip and this. And what happens with Counta is Counta, according to help, returns a count of all the non-blank values contained in its arguments. So I have 15,230 records that are non-blank in the trip column. So that's what I'm looking for. Also, you can access this without having to do it on another matrix, of course, by going to your toolbar. If I were to select trip and going to your status bar rather and looking at count, you can see that again down here in the corner it is 0. But if I were to go and select count and it goes out and counts the non-blank cells, it would get 15,230. So that's the difference and a good example between count and Counta. Hope you found that useful. If you have any questions about Quantrix, I hope that you'll reach out to me at quantrixauthority@gmail.com. I absolutely love Quantrix and I want to make you a Quantrix master, so please join me again for another episode of Quantrix Authority with Rich Lopez.